What is good, everybody? It is your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Big news in the NBA going on right now. Kristaps Porzingis has been traded to the Dallas Mavericks. Some huge news in the NBA. Nobody was really expecting this. I don't think. I would assume that the trade talks have been going on for some time, but I don't think anybody was expecting this to happen right away, the way that it did. The deal, from what I'm hearing, is Kristaps, Tim Hardaway Jr., and there was one other in that deal. Let me see. Let me grab it here so that I'm not giving the false information. But yeah, Kristaps to the Dallas Mavericks coming back. I know they're getting Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre Jordan, and Wesley Matthews, some big name players. Now, the reason I got on here and talk this right now is because what does that mean for the Chicago Bulls moving forward? The fact that one of the biggest names in the East made a move, but some big names were coming back. So the Mavericks received Tim Hardaway Jr., Courtney Lee, and Trey Burke, along with Kristaps Porzingis. So some big names there. What does that mean for New York? What does it mean for the Bulls? First off, New York's going to start winning. New York fans are hilarious to me. Because I know they're complaining already. Oh my goodness, we just got rid of Kristaps. He's a unicorn. Listen, you got rid of a guy who, in my opinion, great player, amazing talent. His body did not cooperate with him while he was with you guys. Now, granted, he's only 23. So you definitely had time to see what he could develop and be. But at the end of the day, right now, with Kevin Knox, you now have players that can move this franchise forward. Remember, we were talking about Dennis Smith for Rookie of the Year last year for a little while. Remember that? Along with Ben Simmons and Donovan Mitchell. We were talking about him for Rookie of the Year last year. So calm down and realize what you got coming, New York. There's also enough talent on this team now, which is why I said, what does this mean for the Bulls? It means that the Bulls are more than likely going to get that top 3 pick, which is big. Because it means that you're not tanking for anything. This is the biggest news after they come out and get a win against Miami last night, because I really thought, man, they're going to start winning. They're going to start putting some things together. This is not what we want from this team this year, Chicago. But the Knicks have saved the day, because I guarantee you they're going to play themselves out of that spot, especially if you keep DeAndre Jordan. If you just had DeAndre Jordan and why is his name? Dennis Smith Jr. on this team this year, along with Kevin Knox, you'd be able to do some things. But you're adding Wesley Matthews into the mix. That is big. This team is going to come out and it's going to get wins. It's going to take a minute for them to get cohesive, but this team is going to get wins, especially because Dennis Smith Jr. is going to feel he has something to prove, right? He plays with a chip on his shoulder, right? All the time we see this. He plays with a chip on his shoulder, and Dallas picked him. Dallas thought they had a home run with him, right? Luka shows up. Luka showed up. What's going to happen now? Dennis Smith always plays with that chip on his shoulder, right? Luka showed up. So now he's got to prove that he belongs, that he's better than Luka. That, you wanted to trade me? I'm finna take the Knicks all the way. Now, whether or not he does that will yet to be seen. But with Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre Jordan, Wesley Matthews, and Kevin Knox, the Knicks are going to do some things. And what that means for these Chicago Bulls is that we're probably going to get the number 3 pick. One of the top 3. I'm sorry, not the number 3. I pray it's the top pick, but one of the top 3 picks. And that is going to make things very interesting, because now things have changed when it comes to trade rights. Things have changed when it comes to big names in the NBA. And everybody was waiting for it, right? Everybody was waiting for who's the other star going to be. I said in the last video, you don't have to rush to get Anthony Davis because stars are doing this all the time now. We're live on YouTube right now. If you're in the live right now, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Take 2 seconds and do that for me. This is why I said you don't have to rush into things, because if you can get one of these top 3 picks, say you do want one of the current NBA stars, you don't want to risk it with a rookie. Now you have one of the top 3 picks to do it. And I think the Chicago Bulls are going to be in prime position to do this. Now it's up to them not to mess this up, right? It's up to them not to mess this up, because we've seen them go on those runs, those big runs where they'll win 4 or 5 games in a row, mess everything up. I'm excited. This is big NBA news, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't heard yet, Kristaps Porzingis has been traded to the Dallas Mavericks. The Knicks will receive DeAndre Jordan, Dennis Smith Jr., and Wesley Matthews, and I'm sure there's some picks in there also. What does it mean for the rest of the league? Dallas is kind of scary coming up, right? I'm not sure if Kristaps is coming back this year. I'm pretty sure this year is a wash. If it was, it'd be an end of the year thing, and I don't think they're going to risk it. But Dennis Smith Jr. Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis, that is a dangerous combo if Kristaps can come back and be the guy that he was before he went out. That is a dangerous combo, ladies and gentlemen. The rest of the league has definitely been put on notice before we even get there. And what does this move do? Well, now Dallas is open for even more free agents, right? Because now guys know, with Kristaps and Luka, they're in Dallas. Oh, well, I'm going to go down there. Luka's going to be distributing the ball. Oh, we got Harrison Barnes too? Oh, a nice little score? Okay. We got a nice little make it. You're going to get a lot of free agents looking at Dallas this summer. A lot of free agents looking at Dallas this summer. And I believe that is one thing that is tough for the Bulls when it comes down to it, because there weren't a ton of teams with big money that you were looking to compete with to get big names. But I think now that Dallas has this guy, I'm betting Kristaps is going to bet on himself. Kristaps is going to bet on himself to be a superstar and to prove that he's not this injury-prone guy, to prove that he can make it through the season. So he's probably just going to sign some little offer, qualifying offer, whatever it is, just to get through next season until he can get that max money. So Dallas is going to have room to sign some guys next year. Yeah, they got big money in Harrison Barnes, but the big money they had in DeAndre Jordan just left the building. So this is big. This is big for Dallas. Dallas is going to be looking for free agents this summer, and they're probably going to get some more big names. They're more than likely going to get some more big names. Tim McCann on the live says the Mavs looking nice now. Luka is a beast, and the unicorn is coming for the max money. Listen, I agree with you, man. We're live on YouTube right now. If you got something to say, comment it in the live. Like the video if you're on here right now. I agree with you, man. Dallas is going to be a scary team, and they are going to eat up a lot of the free agents next year. You mark my words. Guys are going to want to go to Dallas. Say Dallas adds a Tobias Harris. Because let's be honest, Luka's the point guard. Luka's the point guard. I mean, he's got the ball in his hand 90% of the time. Luka's the point guard. Come on. So say Dallas comes out, adds a Tobias Harris, or maybe a KCP. That's a dangerous starting five that you've got there, buddy. That is a dangerous starting five. And guys are going to look at Dallas now and be like, oh, man, nice little thing going down there. Even if I go down there for 1 year, we can get a ring with this team. Now, are they going to outdo Golden State? More than likely not. But now you're in the conversation. You've put yourself in the conversation, and by adding pieces, you can put yourself elevated in that conversation. Listen, right now, next season, unless AD decides to go to the Lakers, gets traded to the Lakers, or and Kawhi or Clay or something drastic happens, Right now, how the rosters look, I got Dallas over LA next year. I definitely got Dallas over the Lakers next year. A lot of these, watch when the summer comes. Guys that we did not expect to even be thinking about Dallas are going to be looking at Dallas. They're going to be going to Dallas. You watch. You watch. It's going to be tough out here in the free agent market, and that's really going to hinder what the Bulls can do. But I like this Mavericks team. I like this Mavericks team. Who can they add that really pushes it to that next level? That's my question to you guys. Who can they add that pushes it to that next level, that gets you in that creative conversation? Let's be honest. Does Kawhi think about it? He was a San Antonio guy. Does Kawhi come back to Dallas and say, hey, I want to play you guys. I want to be in the same state where I come from. The same state that felt like they turned their back on me. Oh, yeah, I'm going to come back for these Dallas fans and put some buckets on you. Is that a possibility? I don't think AD is a possibility here, but you never know. You never know. We don't know what guys are really into these super teams. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. Right now, Kawhi's not on a super team. Kawhi's on a Kawhi team that is very good. I'd personally say one of the best teams in the East. Or the best team. Not one, of course they're one of the best, but the best team in the East. I'd say that. I'd go on a limb and say that. But I mean, who's Tim and alive? Bradley Beal, that's a good pickup. Could a Bradley Beal want to go down there? Bradley Beal from Washington, that is a good pickup. First off, let's talk about how Washington's falling apart at the seams. John Wall's not going to be there next year. A Bradley Beal with this team? You got your shooting covered for sure. Kristaps Porzingis, Harrison Barnes, Bradley Beal, Luka Doncic, that's making some noise. You are making some noise. For sure. For sure. This team is now in the conversation. And listen, it's another piece of the pie that you got to fight with. Now guys aren't just looking at the Lakers. Yeah, I can go play with LeBron, but let me tell you something. LeBron's 34? 33, 34? I don't remember his age off the top of my head. Yeah, I can play with him, but for how long? Are these boys going to be Showtime? And listen, even if I go there, it's really just going to be LeBron after this season. And Ingram, maybe. Lonzo's gone. I mean, if they're making the trade, Lonzo's gone. Ingram's probably gone. You're probably going to lose Kuzma. There's a lot of pieces that might not be there. So where are you picking? Where are you going? Dallas is now a free agent landing. And I'm not going to lie to you, I think a lot of players are going to take a look there. Like Tim said, I think Bradley Beal is a good option to take a look there. I personally, Tobias Harris, I think he's a good option to take a look there because you know what? Luka's going to get him the ball in good positions. There's going to be a lot of guys looking to make that move. And what does Dallas really need? I like Jalen Brunson. I like the Dallas team that they've had all season. I really do. You know who I feel bad for in this whole thing is DeAndre Jordan. It's got to be tough to be DeAndre, right? CJ McCollum, another good name. A lot of good names that can be thrown out there. A lot of good names that can be thrown out there. I mean, this offense can be one of the most potent offenses in the NBA, and they're doing it the right way. Chicago, we can take a page out of their book and learn from how the Mavs are doing it. You don't win all your games or win just enough to go get Wendell Carter Jr. I think Wendell Carter Jr. is nice, but he's not Luka Doncic. Would anybody argue that he's going to be better than Luka Doncic right now? Come on. This is how you tank. And really, it just took one player. It took one player to be good enough, and now all of a sudden, Dallas can say, oh, yeah, the kid we had last year, Dennis Smith Jr., who was great for us, we can trade him. Oh, the guy that we've coveted for 2 seasons, DeAndre Jordan, that we tried to get last year or 2 years ago, but the Clippers locked him in a room, made him come back, and now we finally got him. Oh, yeah, that guy we wanted to pay so much money to, oh, yeah, we can get rid of him too. You know why? Because I got enough faith in this kid over here that I don't need these guys if I get the unicorn back. And by the way, the accompanying pieces are not bad. Courtney Lee, very good veteran. Very good veteran. Tim Hardaway Jr., not a superstar, not a star, excellent role player. I'd put him at top tier role player. You need those guys. You need those guys. Trey Burke, he's a shooter. He's a shooter. But you need those guys, those role-playing guys, right? Those guys that come in, and they like to call them the glue guys. They keep everything together. Because you got your star. Now you got 2 of them. Can they get a third? Is C.J. McCollum a third star? Bradley Beal? Tobias Harris? Listen, I'm saying maybe Kawhi. You can tell Kawhi's got a little chip on his shoulder this year, right? Or is it just me? Is it just me? Could just be me. I would argue you can tell Kawhi's got a little chip on his shoulder. And listen, I could see Dallas being the move. I could see Dallas being the move. I started this live to talk about Kristaps being traded and what it means for the Bulls. Let's break down what it means for the Bulls real quick before I get up out of here. Tim, signing off. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Please subscribe, like the video. What does this mean for the Bulls moving forward? Your free agent market just got a lot smaller. That's the number one thing. Your free agent market just got a lot smaller. Well, what I've been talking about the whole video, these are guys that now are not looking at you because you don't have the stability, because you don't have the leadership, because you don't have the direction, because you don't have the management. These are guys that aren't looking at your city because guess what? The Mavs are probably going to pay me. And yeah, you got money, but they've got a chance to compete. Now, the only good thing that comes of this, the Knicks are probably going to win. The Knicks are probably going to take themselves out of that top 3 spot, and this is not that deep of a draft, so you need to be in there. You need to be in there. DeAndre Jordan, Kevin Knox, Dennis Smith Jr., who's definitely playing with a little chip on his shoulder. I think there's opportunity there. I definitely think there's opportunity there for them to win. Wesley Matthews added into that. Good shooter. I like Wesley. I like his game. Little inconsistent. He doesn't give it every night, but he gives defense every night, and I like that. The offense is on and off, but the defense is always there. I like that. The number one thing this does for you is it puts you in a position to be in the top 3 in the draft. And you cannot mess this up. You cannot mess this up. Listen, it is tough to watch this team, right? Lowry's been playing better. Zach was off the last game. Bobby played nice. The young guys are playing pretty good. But it is hard to watch this team because you don't see an offensive direction. You don't see an offensive scheme. You don't see a direction that the team is pointed in. It is tough to watch. And you're getting no answers from leadership, right? You're not getting answers from Garpax. What's the old man doing? What's Michael Reinsdorf doing? What's Jerry? Is he convincing Jerry? I mean, listen, the Bulls are just now getting the All-Star game again because of Michael. Is Michael the turn? Talking about Michael Reinsdorf, of course. Is he the turning point for this team? Could be. But right now you don't have a direction to go get free agents, so you better get a top 3 spot in this draft so that you can get Ja or Zion or RJ. No particular order when I said that. I'm going to get off here. I just wanted to hop on, talk about the big news. You guys let me know what you feel. How do you feel about Kristaps Porzingis being traded to the Dallas Mavericks? And give me a yes or no answer in the comments. Does this trade mean that the Chicago Bulls will be in the top 3? Yes or no? You let me know in the comments. I'm going to sign off real quick. It is your boy, Pat the Designer. We got a lot of stuff coming for you. A lot of stuff from Windy City to Breeze. We didn't give you a live this week because it was very, very cold and nobody was coming to the studio. -44 I'm talking about. But I'm going to get up off of here. I appreciate all the love. It's your boy, Pat the Designer. Peace.